Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. Today in this video, I'm going to give you my unsponsored, honest review of Arc Raiders, share my personal experience after spending the entire weekend playing it, and ultimately tell you if I think it's worth buying or not. If Hunt Showdown and the TV series Falling Skies had a futuristic love child, it would look and feel a lot like Arc Raiders, a slick, adrenaline-fueled PvP, PvE extraction shooter that's taken the community by storm. And during this week's server slam, it showed with over 185,000 concurrent players. Arc Raiders didn't just arrive, it crashed through the gates. And the comparisons to Hunt Showdown are impossible to ignore. But here the world trades zombies and swamps for sci-fi ruins and eerie robots which are called arcs. Every sound matters. The hum of your zipline, the click of the reload, the heavy thud of the dropping pods. It all could be the difference between a clean extraction or being ambushed by another raider. So remember, noise is everything, and when you make too much of it, you become the hunted. Getting into some of the systems in Arc Raiders, the weather system is one of the most impressive I've seen in a shooter yet. The rain looks and sounds incredible. And it's not just for show, it actually helps you mask your footsteps, creating real tactical advantages when you're sneaking through the danger zones. Then there are the moments in the forest where the embers drift through the air under the heavy winds, crackling and glowing against the darkness, or a terrifying electromagnetic storm that will literally light you up. It all feels alive, dynamic, pulling you deeper into the world and making every match feel climactic and unpredictable. But it's not all tension and terror. The gunplay in this game feels remarkably smooth and precise, even for older gamers like myself who might not have the reflexes of a 20-year-old anymore. I found myself not only being able to play, but actually be competitive. The shooting feels tight and responsive, and each weapon is carrying its own unique personality and flair, from the energy rifles to the punchy sidearms. You can tell the devs took the time to make every gun feel satisfying in its own unique way. And if the gunplay wasn't good enough, the movement felt spectacular. If there's one thing that Arc Raiders absolutely nails, it's the movement. Every action felt fluid, vaulting over cover, sliding down the hill while shooting, or jumping across a gap with a perfectly timed mantle. The sense of momentum is addictive. Even how fast you move depends on how much you're carrying or whether your weapon is holstered. That small touch adds a layer of strategy most shooters overlook. You feel the weight of your decisions, literally. As far as getting around, navigation feels just as intuitive. You can quickly mark extraction points or potential loot hubs directly on your map without breaking your stride, keeping your focus on survival and movement instead of getting lost in the menus. Also, the radio dial menu helps make managing your quick use items a breeze. Swapping between healing kits, tools, or grenades on the fly feels natural and responsive. It's smooth, efficient, and it keeps the action flowing in the middle of chaos. The result is a gameplay rhythm that constantly shifts between quiet tension and explosive action. One moment you're creeping through the wreckage, the next you're sprinting for extraction with the loot on your back, bullets slicing past, and your heart is pounding. In my opinion, what makes Arc Raiders truly addictive is its rewarding loop. You never quite know when you're about to score an epic purple component or blueprint that you find in a locker. That changes your entire loadout strategy. It's a heart-racing dance between greed and survival. Do you push deeper into the enemy territory to breach that supply drop, or do you call the extraction before someone snipes your loot? And when you first load in, the game does a great job of easing you into it with a quick tutorial that walks you through the basics, the movement, the crafting, and the core systems that make the game tick. Once you're out of the starting zone, you can head to the shooting range to try out different weapons and get a feel for how they handle. I strongly suggest that you spend some time there. It helps you get familiar with the gunplay, the weapon behavior, before heading into the live matches. There's also a jumping puzzle there near the range designed to teach you the ins and outs of mantling, climbing, and zipline traversal. It's a fun, low-pressure way to understand how the movement works before it matters, and mastering those mechanics early will pay off big when you're carrying that epic blueprint back, because it's not yours until you get out. Once you've managed to extract and head back to Speranza, there's a number of things that you're going to be able to do. Start by unpacking your backpack and then going through your inventory and recycling or selling your unwanted loot. Once you're done with that, you can head to the workshop and start building or upgrading your crafting station, and where you start to create a sense of long-term progression that ties perfectly into the extraction gameplay. It's a satisfying loop. Explore, extract, trade, craft, upgrade, and repeat. It keeps you immersed in the world far longer than most shooters manage to. And while you're in Speranza, don't forget your little buddy Scrappy. He's your mechanical chicken companion who gathers common materials while you're off playing. Upgrade Scrappy and your stash as soon as possible. Trust me, it's worth it. Also, while in Speranza, make sure you take advantage of the trader. Money is not going to be an issue in this game. Some of their stock refreshes very slowly. In fact, I've seen it up to over 23 hours on cooldown after I've bought some stuff out. If you see something valuable and you want it, make sure you stock it up and grab it before it's gone. And on top of that, the game gives you quests, objectives that reward you with gear and blueprints and materials. A nice change of pace that keeps things fresh between the extraction. Before heading back out, Arc Raiders does something brilliant. It gives you a free loadout option before you drop in. That means you're never completely defeated, even after a rough run. Losing high-end gear stings a lot less when you know you can jump right back in with house equipment and keep fighting for your next haul. It keeps the momentum going and encourages experimentation rather than fear of failure. But keep in mind, there is no safe pocket with a free loadout. During the server slam, I was only able to play on the Damn Battlegrounds map, but it appears there's going to be 5 different ones available at launch. And if they're anywhere near as detailed and dynamic as that map was, then that's a huge win for replayability. And on those 5 maps, they're each going to have rotating difficulty and objectives, adding layers of challenge and reward to every session. Combine that with the magnetic storms that pop up every few hours and the night raids that feature better loot and fewer extraction points and higher risk, you've got a formula that keeps things spicy every time you drop in. One of the other big pluses that Arc Raiders introduces is their engaging tech tree system that forces you to make meaningful choices. Do you want to find loot faster, improving your scavenging efficiency or making looting quieter and safer? Or would you rather move quicker with heavy gear, giving you the speed advantage when you're weighed down by loot? The tech tree choices can affect movement speed, weight capacity, stamina recovery, possible crafting on map, opening locked security doors, meaning that your build decisions literally change the way your character feels to play. Every node you unlock can tilt your strategy. Faster recovery for aggressive players, or lighter weight explorers who value mobility and finding extra loot. Every decision on the tech tree has its trade-offs, and none of them are easy. It's kind of the progression system that rewards your thoughts for long-term planning, something that's often missing in the genre. But keep in mind, I did not see a respec option, so plan hard when going through this. One of the neat features of Arc Raiders was how good the VoIP system is. You can hear other players from surprisingly long distance, adding a level of realism and tension that most shooters don't even attempt. That proximity chat has saved my life more than once. A quick, "Hey, friendly here," to a nearby raider can be the difference between walking out with your loot or getting dropped on sight. And for players without a mic, built-in emotes like "Don't shoot" or "Need help" fill the gap perfectly. It's a simple but thoughtful addition that makes in-game communication feel organic and human. Combined with the ambient world noise and the threat of nearby enemies listening in, it creates some of the most immersive encounters I've had in years. And if you're a solo player, here's how it works. Something I didn't expect, I played solo the entire weekend. I had very few issues with players teaming up or griefing. Most fights felt fair, balanced, and refreshingly honest, a rarity in the open world extraction shooters. It was actually refreshing to feel like I could hold my own without getting instantly swarmed by organized squads. I've heard that team play is absolutely nuts and a ton of fun to play when coordinated, but alas, I have no friends, so solo it is. Still, the fact that I enjoyed every moment on my own says a lot about how well Arc Raiders accommodates the different playstyles. And just in case you were thinking about soloing the Harvester, well, I suggest bringing some friends for that one. That thing hits like a freight train and doesn't care how brave you think you are. Some of the additional features coming at launch are Raider decks, which operate like a battle pass but allowing you to spend cred to unlock cosmetic rewards across multiple pages. Expect a mix of free and paid Raider decks as new ones release. Some Raider decks will be permanent, others will only be available for a limited time. Cred, if you're wondering, is something that's earned through gameplay and by completing feats. Feats are rotating daily challenges that reward you for completing specific objectives topside. Now, after all that, should you buy it? Well, in the end, it's all up to you. But with a fair price point of $39.99 in an engaging gameplay loop, Arc Raiders from me earns a solid 8 out of 10 in my book. And that's rare for a kind of shooter that respects your time, rewards your skill, and delivers a rush every match. Even better, there's no signs of pay to win. Everything that affects gameplay can be earned simply by playing. It looks like there's going to be a battle pass, which we talked about, but it's focused entirely on cosmetics. Nothing game breaking, nothing hidden behind a paywall. It's a refreshing move in a market where we've seen far too many games lead into the monetization over experience. So in wrapping up, between the intense firefights, the unpredictability of PvP PvE encounters, scrappy gathering materials for you, the stash upgrades paying off, the smooth combat and movement, the depth of the tech tree and the immersive VoIP, the fair monetization model and the detailed weather system, and surprisingly solid solo experience, every moment in Arc Raiders feels like progress. If the developers keep listening to their community and refining the systems they've built, Arc Raiders could easily become one of the staples of the extraction genre. The game will still be talking about years from now. Once again, I give Arc Raiders an 8 out of 10 and a full mug raised from the Hidden Dagger Inn. For more upcoming videos and game reviews, please hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks for watching all. Take care.